Hey guys, welcome to my live. It is great to see you guys. So much stuff to talk about today. So I'm excited to be back. We were talking about a topic that I talk about a lot as a family doctor, which is hand sanitizer. And, it may seem like a simple, sort of basic thing that we're all using these days, but we have to be so careful with hand sanitizers for many different reasons. So we're going to talk about hand sanitizers and kids in particular today, guys. This is really important to me. So thank you so much for joining. Welcome to my live. We are going to break down hand sanitizers and kids and some really important risks that you need to know about based on a new almost tragedy, not quite tragedy, but almost tragedy that has recently happened. Okay, and none of your business. I like your I like your YouTube name. Just logged in. Hi, it's great to see you. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. I'm a family doctor. I'm a video creator as well. So I see patients. I saw patients this morning. I also go on television talking about health and I create health videos. And I like to talk about news you can use. So for those of you who may not know, I actually have just started channel memberships and I wanted to give a shout out to, hey, Debbie, thanks for tuning in. I wanted to give a shout out to some of my newest channel members. Let's see here, starting with my Superstars channel members. I want to thank Lonnie, Julia, Sylvia, and Dale, some of my newest members for the Superstars group. I also have another tier called the Dr. Jen Trailblazers, Shanika. Thank you for joining and being a Trailblazer member. And then we have two VIPs that have just recently joined. That's Dennis and Mr. McMillian. Thank you guys for joining my channel memberships. If you haven't, consider it. There's going to be lots of perks, and I'm rolling out lots of things in the very near future, in addition to shout outs and all sorts of other good stuff. So, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love if you do. I do daily health videos every single day. Debbie, thank you for being on. You said thanks for making this video. Well, I'm happy to, and something I really want to talk about. So let's just jump right in, okay? So I just saw this story online. It's a story that was posted by ABC News and Good Morning America, GMA. And basically, the story is this. And if you Google it, you're going to find it yourself. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk about this. It's about hand sanitizers and some of the particular risk with young kids. Now, let's just set the stage, right? We know we need to be washing our hands, 20 seconds, soap and water, all that good stuff. And if we don't have access to soap and water, we need to be hand sanitizing in between, right? So it's recommended that our hand sanitizer have about 60% alcohol content, right? Because we want it to be effective, and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you understand that. Now, this is a story that appeared on GMA and ABC News where um, it was a family member who was buying hand sanitizer packets for their 7-year-old child for back to school. Makes perfect sense, right? And the family member happened to see in the store that these hand sanitizers came in lots of really kind of cute and fun and cool sort of packaging, whether it was like cartoon characters or dolls or things like that, cartoons, etc. And the family member wanted to buy something that the 7-year-old would sort of like carrying around and would be fun and, et cetera, and sort of be kind of cute to have in the book bag, et cetera, which is not uncommon with hand sanitizers. So these hand sanitizer pouches were purchased and they had like cartoon characters on them. And in fact, the ones that were purchased had the cartoon trolls on them. And it's like in the shape of a pouch. Now, for those of you who are parents or you have kids, I don't have kids myself, but I have nieces and I do know about the pouches, right? So there's often these pouches that you untwist and kids can sort of suck sort of pureed food and things like that for the really young ones. Okay. Now, what ends up happening, according to GMA and ABC News, is that the grandmother, I believe it's the grandmother, went to reach into a bag to get a pouch for another child in the house that's 18 months old. She sort of reached in and grabbed a pouch, which is what the child typically ate, and noticed that it was sort of colorful and kind of looked like the normal pouches that the child would normally consume. Although it wasn't. It was actually one of these hand sanitizer packets that were purchased for the 7-year-old. The grandmother mistakenly gave this pouch to the young child, the 18-month-old. And according to GMA, I'm actually going to read to you kind of what they say about it because I want you to see. It said that the grandmother had the bag and she handed the 18-month-old a pouch thinking it was a snack. Um, The child, the 18-month-old, took a sip and immediately turned red and started coughing. This is in quotes. So she grabbed it from him and then immediately saw it was hand sanitizer. The grandmother didn't realize it wasn't hand sanitizer because it was packaged like sort of cartoons and sort of like the bright colors and stuff that we often see with food pouches. The grandmother then called the neighbor, called 911 because the child became a little bit drowsy, sort of dozing out of it, and was falling asleep shortly after. So it seems that the paramedics arrived later. He was taken to a local hospital as a precaution. The good thing, and this is really the really good news, is that the child did not sustain any medical complications from ingesting the hand sanitizer. Just some symptoms that day where the child was sort of fussy and sort of drowsy and didn't have much of an appetite. So this is something I just wanted to bring to all of our attention, right? This is just a reminder and sort of like a little bit of a wake up call. Number one, that hand sanitizers are often packaged in different ways, and maybe for kids who are old enough to carry their own hand sanitizer and know how to do it safely, we may be buying packaging that's sort of cute and fun and what have you. But we have to be careful that it may not be mistaken for food or something possibly ingestible, either by family members or by the actual child itself. Okay. Sharon, you're writing in and you said, fortunately, the child is okay. Thank God the child is okay. So, this is sort of a reminder and a wake up call for all of us. When you are buying your hand sanitizer for your kids, I want you to keep a few things in mind. Now, of course, hand washing is sort of the first line of fire. We want kids and adults to be washing their hands first and foremost above the hand sanitizer if possible, right? That's soap and water, 20 seconds. For kids, singing the happy birthday song twice is about 20 seconds or so. Of course, then having hand sanitizer on hand is really important for school age kids that are going to school because it's important for them to disinfect. We want them to have at least 60% alcohol in the hand sanitizer. Now, the important thing to note is that if hand sanitizer is ingested, right, because kids nor adults should be drinking this or taking this in, it can actually cause alcohol poisoning, right? Because what's the main ingredient that we're looking for? 60% alcohol content or more. So it can actually cause alcohol poisoning in kids. And many hand sanitizers are made with alcohol or rubbing alcohol, things like that. And actually, this can go on to lead to alcohol. The alcohol poisoning could cause symptoms such as sleepiness, low blood sugar, seizures, coma, and it can even be fatal if the child ingests too much. Now, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I think this is a really important story to talk about. And this is also, I think, really important as well, is what the recommended guidance is for the use of hand sanitizers. So, first of all, we need to keep hand sanitizers out of reach of young children's sort of hands, like out of their reach. They're not going to be able to reach them on the countertop or reach them in a cabinet or a drawer. That's the first thing. Be mindful of hand sanitizers that may look appealing to children or that adults may mistake for food or something else. Okay. And also be mindful of those sort of travel size hand sanitizers. That's what a lot of us have, is we buy the small ones and we throw them in our purse and our book bag and our coats and this and that. We still have to make sure that they're safe and that kids are safe from them. And this is the other thing. Parents and child caregivers should supervise children under the ages of 5 and younger, when they are using hand sanitizer. So if your child is 5 or younger, instead of handing them the hand sanitizer bottle, you actually need to be supervising their use to make sure they're using it properly. Take a look at the story. Again, it's on GMA, it's on ABC News, and the mom actually posted this story on her Facebook page, apparently, which I think was really, really brave of her, and also it's very sort of altruistic, right? Because she's helping other people out and sort of being like, oh, wait, could this be mistaken for food or something ingestible? Could my child, my very, very young child, think this is something they should ingest or take in? Guys, I hope this is helpful. I want to know if you guys have any questions. I know many of you guys have popped in for this live. And I want to see if you guys have any questions about COVID, about hand sanitizers, about anything at all. While I'm waiting for you guys to write in, once again, I wanted to thank my newest channel members. If you guys haven't checked out my channel memberships, please do. I have 3 levels of memberships. A number of new members: Shanika, Lonnie, Julia, Sylvia, Dale, Dennis, and Mr. McMillian. So I so appreciate you. Thank you guys for the super chats and the stickers. I always try to answer your questions first if you send super chats and stickers as well. And for any of you who are watching and you haven't actually, oh, look at that ray of sun. It's a ray of sun coming in. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really hope and invite you to do so because I do daily health videos. So guys, is this helpful? Also, I should mention too, since we are talking, that there's been a number of hand sanitizers that have actually been recalled because they have methanol in them. Methanol is bad, okay? That is not something that should be in hand sanitizer. It can be potentially dangerous. So if you Google, I think it's hold on, let me just get the exact because I want to get this right and make sure I've got this for you. EPA, yeah, here we go. Okay, so it's on the FDA site. So if you go to fda.gov or just Google FDA hand sanitizer, it actually there is a link where you can actually find all the hand sanitizers that have either been recalled because they have dangerous ingredients potentially in them, or maybe they don't have enough active ingredient, like enough alcohol to be effective, or what have you. So you can Google FDA and hand sanitizer to see which ones you should use and which ones you should not. So Sharon, thank you for your comment. I'm glad that you think this is an important topic. I certainly do too. And just keeping this in mind as we go forward, hand sanitizer is going to be a big part of our lives. So we want to make sure that we're using it safely. And we also teach our children how to use it safely. It's also important to teach children some of the dangers of this. So guys, I hope this is helpful. So great to come to you live and to say hello to you guys. Definitely want to see you more. I will be back tomorrow with more videos. Until then, I hope you are doing well and I'll talk to you soon.